Welcome to Jetersblessings. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. In today's video, I'm going to be creating a corner swag for the first DIY. Here I just have some cotton balls, pine cones, ribbon that's from Joann's. This ribbon is from Michael's. Some cutting tools, a square wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, and a couple of white Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree. Along with some zip ties. So all I'm going to do here is take and cut the wreath frame in half, where I'm actually going to do it from the corners or right across from one another. So this is going to make two of the corner swags. And all I do is I take the ends that I cut and I pinch them together. I use a zip tie to kind of hold them in place, and then I wrap the ends with some tape. Now this helps cover up the ends that were cut and also helps keep everything in place. Now I know it looks kind of ugly, but don't worry about it, because once you have everything attached to this wreath frame, then it's going to be beautiful and you're not even going to notice it unless you are actually looking at the back. So here I'm taking the Christmas trees and I remove the bottom piece, and I'll salvage that along with the legs so I can maybe use it in another DIY. And I take a couple of zip ties and I zip tie the bottom and the top of the Christmas tree to the wreath frame. Now here I'm taking my ribbon and I'm making two bows. I already made the first set of loops and I'm making the second set of loops. Again, as I said, the wreath frame allows you to make two of the corner swags, so you would actually use 4 Christmas trees in all. So I take the ribbon and I just fold it on itself a few times. I believe it was 3 times on each side. Sorry, I didn't get the measurements. When I'm making bows, I don't typically measure from the end to end on the loops. So then what I do is I take the remaining ribbon off of the spools and I just cut them in to make tails. Now there wasn't as much of the black ribbon left over as the red plaid was, so I still utilized it, because the short end tails are actually going to pull out through the center, and then I'm going to take the long tails and weave those through the tree. So I take a pipe cleaner and just, wrap it around wrap it around the bow to hold it all together, and then I just take it and connect it to the back. Now as you see me doing here, I'm taking one pipe cleaner and kind of attaching it to one end, and then at the other pipe cleaner, and I'm taking it and attaching it to the other end. That way it helps secure the bow in the middle and it doesn't go moving around too much. Then here I'm just separating and fluffing the loops. I really don't like to fluff too much, but I really love the outcome. So I think big beautiful bows are just the best for me. I like to use multiple colored ribbons. Those turn out so pretty. I like to have different colors associated in my projects. So here I'll take and just dovetail also the tails, and then you'll see where I go ahead and weave the ribbon into the Christmas trees. Originally I was going to use some green Christmas trees, but when I pulled out this ribbon to use, I was so inspired by the snowflakes on it that I decided, I'll just go ahead and use some white trees. I actually made some corner swags last year for the first time, and I used the green trees. So I thought I'd do a little bit different this year. Last year was a little bit different. I didn't have any of these square wreath forms. So what I did there is I actually took the square styrofoam that Dollar Tree carries, and I actually just stuck the Christmas trees and glued them together, and it was a little more difficult, let's just say. It's doable, but it was a little more difficult because I had to poke holes in the styrofoam, making sure it was coming out both sides. And then what I did for added security, because I didn't trust just the hot glue, is I took some floral wire and I kind of weeded it through the tube of the Christmas trees from one end of the Christmas tree to the other side. So, and it held up really, really good. So here I'm just taking some picks. This I got from Hobby Lobby. I get a lot of picks from Hobby Lobby, and especially at the end of the Christmas season, when it's like 66, 75% off, whatever I can get my hands on. I actually have picks that I had from a couple years ago that I still have and still haven't used, but I just like the Hobby Lobby picks a whole lot. But I will say that Walmart has some really nice picks for 98 cents, and Dollar Tree, in my opinion, has been getting better with their picks as well. So even these little berry bushels, I got those from Hobby Lobby as well. So I'm actually taking and zip tying the picks to the frame. That way, if I didn't want to use the same decor next year, then I could pull it off pretty easy. Now, I will have to say, the pine cones, I did have to glue them on there, but if you pull pine cones off of decor, I know at least for myself, I've never really had a problem. Like, it doesn't pull off and stay on the projects. It comes off pretty clean. So I don't mind hot gluing that on. And then you'll see I was inspired by the pine cones. I really liked them so much that I had another project that had some some brown ornaments. And so you'll see I'll actually take and pop a few of those into the swag as well. It just really made me think of a rustic, outdoorsy type feel, and I just really love how this swag turned out. I do make two, and you'll see them here in a bit, but I only showed making the one. And there you go. I made both of them about the same. So please tell me in the comments what you think. I think these are so beautiful, and they're so easy and so affordable to make. To me, the most expensive thing on here is ribbon, and you could actually take 2 spools of ribbon and use half a roll on each swag. So I mean, it's really affordable. So for my second DIY, I am making kind of a rustic winter wreath. I have some zip ties again, more picks from Hobby Lobby, this bamboo wreath from Dollar Tree. And I did show you that ribbon from Hobby Lobby, but I end up not using it. I end up using kind of like a cream and maroon buffalo check that Dollar Tree had out during the fall. And so I actually used that. So here I'm just leaving the stems pretty long, because again, here, if I want to reuse any portion of this, then I go ahead and didn't hot glue it. I just utilized zip ties, and then some of the other greenery, you'll see that I actually just pushed it in to the wreath frame, and it held pretty well. To me, if you're gonna push the stems and the picks into the wreath frame, make sure the stem's long enough to where it can actually get pushed in there and hold. Now, I'm an idiot, when I was doing this bow, you could only see like a very, very tip portion of the bow. And so I had to edit all that out because you couldn't really see anything. So I apologize. I did do this bow a little bit different. I will say, I'll try to do this bow again in another one of my videos, and then I'll let you see. I kind of did the setup on the floor a little bit different, where things were a little further away from me. I was really trying to not get my head in the video like it normally ends up finding its way in there, but so I apologize. So then I add these extra berries. They're just the green and red berries that I had got from Hobby Lobby as well, a couple years ago. Mind you, I'm a very frugal shopper. I do not buy things full price, especially at a Hobby Lobby. So if I'm getting stuff at Hobby Lobby, I'm getting at least 40%, if not more, off of my products. I like to craft, and it gets way too expensive if you end up buying full price. So now I discovered that I had some snowflake ornaments. These were some that I had got free from a friend. They were some old Decor that she didn't want anymore. And so I decided I was going to go put those in there. And then I saw that I had some white pine cones that I actually got, I want to say it was from Michael's a couple years back. And I like them, and just never had a project that I thought it would go really well with. So I thought the pops of white was really nice, and that's why I decided to use those here. So here's the finished product. I like it. I really like the pop of white. It is just really, with the snowflakes and the white pine cones, just make me think about snow. And I live in Texas and we don't get snow. But thank you for watching, and have a great day.